It wasn't so long ago that we still remember television broadcasts. The family would gather around to stare into a box, tuning into their favorite shows. Arrival of internet technologies caused a major disruption in this long-standing format of broadcasting and introduced platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, and Netflix. In comes the popular applications of GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It is a generative AI that is trained on massive datasets which can generate text, images, audio, and video when prompted with a series of inputs.
You're a wizard, Harry.
What does this mean for YouTube, TikTok, and Netflix? How does generative AI cause disruptions to video content delivery platforms, and would it be the solution? The traditional way of producing content requires a service provider. For example, YouTube. They need to incentivize and capture creators onto their platform. The creator then needs to come up with ideas for a video. This may include brainstorming, storyboarding, possibly outsource material that the creator themselves lack the skills for. Once the video has been produced and uploaded onto the platform, it generally requires manual inputs to be categorized. Providers would then employ an algorithm to attempt to match or recommend the video to the relevant audience. Creators are then able to retrieve data related to the video through the platform's analytics. This can help them decide future video ideas. So as you can see, this is a very lengthy process to go through. We need to find the right platform, invest in video production, and then hope the video yields the correct results to take advantage of the platform's incentives. But what if they don't need to go through all these hoops to achieve success? Now let's see how generative AI can shake things up. Imagine this. You type in a prompt. Two guys sitting in a park in the dead of night. The violent and frosty winds pierce through their padded jackets. The generative AI would immediately generate a video which matches exactly what you've described. You can use GPT to consider current trends and ask it to take into consideration which video platform to upload to. Following that, it can also collect data for analytics, including off-site sources by scouring through forums, articles, and comments on the internet. Generative AI has huge transformative potential. Let's take a look at this particular scenario. Netflix has to greenlight an idea for a short series. They need to account for the production team, writers, casting and crew members, marketing and PR, just to name a few factors. Consider this. Each episode of The Walking Dead costed around $3.5 million to produce. $6 million for Game of Thrones, $15 million for The Mandalorian, and a whopping $30 million for Stranger Things. If Netflix were to use generative AI to produce a series, or a creator with an idea uses GPT to create a pilot episode for Netflix, every aspect mentioned in the scenario can be generated, foregoing many of the risks and costs associated with production. In the smaller scope, a 1 to 5 minute video takes on average 7 hours to produce. They need to account for research, scripting, filming, editing, thumbnail creation, and search engine optimization. GPT would allow creators to focus on the ideas and automate all other factors that go into content creation. YouTube has over 2 billion active users each month and sports over 51 million unique channels. Of those channels, only around 29,000 have more than 1 million subscribers. Even less than that, around 700 channels have more than 10 million subscribers. Generative AI can tap into these datasets and make recommendations to produce videos that satisfy criteria to label it as popular or viral, which help both smaller and larger channels to increase engagement. But hold on a second. If we are generating everything with the power of AI, then where do we draw the ethical line? If we can generate famous actors in a high production quality environment, or even produce deep fakes of politicians to spread propaganda, then when do we start to discuss or negotiate these legal issues?
Activision is more crooked than Crooked Hillary.
I hate to admit it, but Trump's right.
Well, in Japan, they have beautiful anime girls.
Since 2019, the number of deep fakes online has grown from 14,678 to over 1 million as of March 2020. On YouTube alone, there have been over 750 million copyright strikes in 2020, which is staggering when you consider approximately 1.2 billion videos were uploaded that same year. So while generative AI can be the solution, the ethical kinks need to be ironed out. The societal view has changed from being dismissive to being amazed and now into the territory of fear. Even today, some applications that imitate famous voices have been severely limited.
Now,
Why would anybody want to use my voice for their information systems assignment?
Luckily, generative AI in the present is unable to produce high-quality production content outlined in this video. However, it did help to create this particular video presentation you are watching. From generating a sample script to recommending layouts and flow of the video, and even me, your AI-generated voice. Despite the imperfect nature of generative AI, it has most definitely caused a disruption. It can be a tool to overcome hurdles and challenges and transform the way people produce and view content. The future is already here.